Okay, so this talk is not about the things about how React and Angular works, but is mainly for people who are deciding if they should write in React or if they should write in Angular. I know what you are thinking, that it's another opinionated talk and I will be against Angular. Yes, I will be a bit, but I'm not saying that Angular is bad. So just don't worry. First, how it started with AngularJS. AngularJS was for the year where it came, it was great. What it does, that it get rid of us of the jQuery. It was first real front-end framework. Oh, it was great times. Everyone loves it, our precious one. And then thing happens that they say there will be Angular 2 and it will be totally different. And everything changes and developers were angry. And that's the way they kill their community, because you have only one choice: switch to something else or wait for Angular 2. And when you were you were angry for the way how they discontinue it, and what was worse, that they discontinue it before the Angular 2 was released. We were angry for them, and many developers didn't, because of this, switch to Angular 2. This can be for you a lesson how to not develop your application. And when they would, for example, say, yes, we are working for this, but Angular 1 is still really good, and after they released it, they said, we are changing everything, people would be fine. But when they say Angular 1 is deprecated, mostly, people don't have, people will not stay in something what is deprecated. So yeah. And what about Angular 2? People waited and waited and waited and waited for a long time. And then, good news everyone, React is here. And React came, and React came with, React was working, and it was, for the time, it was faster than Angular, has server-side rendering, and had everything. And it was AngularJS' fault that React stole them. Actually, it took them 3 years from when they say that they will start developing, they started Angular 2 development, to the first real candidate. The thing is that during these 3 years, about 2.5 years were when they said Angular 1 is deprecated and we are working on it, just hold on. Of course, we will be waiting for 3 years. I wanted to show you some differences, but there are many of them, so I let it go. There are like something, React has a virtual DOM, Angular 1 has, Angular 2 has web component support. It's mostly the same. These are not the differences you will want to hear. Some things are better in Angular, some things are better for React. It's mostly a matter of taste, what you like. The taste, not bad taste, but with some kind of aftertaste, with Java aftertaste. This is the thing I noticed when I was creating the presentation, how the slogan is similar to Java. When you look at React and Angular 2 from close, it's mostly same. There are some differences, but do you see the big difference? No, it's just there is virtual DOM here are web components, TypeScript, Flow, and other things. But when you look from the bigger perspective, the main difference is that React is module or library, where Angular 2 is framework. It's like having framework, it's not so bad. it's not so bad, and it's really working well until project manager came and say, hey, we need to build underneath, and it's really necessary. With React, you know how it's built, and you can easily change your stack. With Angular 2, well, it's solid. And the thing is, frameworks, they are not generally bad, but they are so old. With NPM and JavaScript, everything is module based. And when the Angular 2 came and said, hey, we are framework, it's not just fitting right to the NPM world. The most important thing what React has is that it's incremental. Incremental means that, or more commonly from Facebook, everything they do is incremental. You can have your old PHP app, and then you can you can use React for one of these new features. When you have GraphQL, you can use it almost everywhere, even on mobile. And Redux, there is even Redux for Angular 2. And then how it should be written. What is even better, that, for example, with Flow, you can incrementally add your types and leave your code base. Even if it's a huge code base, you don't have to rewrite it from scratch. This is something that Angular 2 doesn't solve, and probably will never solve. And there's a thing I want to show you with TypeScript and Flow. Well, you say, yeah, TypeScript is better because it is compiler, while Flow is only type checker. It's nothing like this. TypeScript has one big issue, and I want to show you which one. Oh, here we go. Imagine that you have common inheritance. And maybe zoom it. Oh, we can zoom it. And then want to create something typed. This, of course, works because it's same type. Of course, works when you use flower. Oh. Yeah, right, extending. This, of course, works because tulip is inherited from flower. Other ways, when you will have tulip and add here flower, it's not so working, and it makes sense. It's the common object-oriented type. But what happens when we move to TypeScript? Same code is just working well. And that's, you can say, yeah, it's a bit strange, but it still makes some sense. It doesn't make sense. Still valid. That's why that TypeScript has structural and not nominal inheritance. It checks its type by its structure. So when there is flower or tulip and it has its property name, in this type can go everything what has property name, even if there are other properties. So when we change something here, now it's broken. Can you imagine how this will be bad for it? When you have can be, instead of flower it can be person, and here can be user, extends person. This is working, and now you will add email. Or right, user, person. So when you have something like this, it's working, and now you change something in person, and it's broken. And it doesn't make sense that it should broke, because it was working before, and it was the same assignment, and the inheritance was not changed, but it broke because of the structure, because before it was strange but working. So that's one of the reasons why TypeScript is, yes, it's great, unless you want nominal naming like other common sense languages. So Angular 2 and React, they are mostly incomparable. There are some changes, but still React is Vue and Angular 2 is whole framework. But there are one thing why it's there are something different. And I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good, because Angular 2 is not for everyone. Angular 2 is for main aim of the Angular 2 are corporations, where they need some solid, stable environment where it will not change and it cannot be changed, and it's working and maintained for many years. So if you are choosing between React and Angular, try to think if you are more corporate and if you want solid, stable, unchanged, or you want React where things are changed. The changes are, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good. It's just for some people, and for some people it can be better that React is changing or that Angular is not changing. So if that should give you the, I think, opportunity to think about why you should choose between React and Angular. Okay, so any questions about Angular, React, anything else? Okay, so now we can go to 7th floor, where is beer and pizza. And thank you for your attention.